done. Now it's time to get on to some X factors. Well, let's tidy up our workbench here. We'll get rid of these items that we don't need them, that meet with bank managers and meet with developers. We've got a couple of options. If we want to keep that for later, we can send it to the parking lot. And the parking lot exists over here on the right, so you can see those ideas, just in case you want to come back to them later. Alternatively, you can simply delete those out and they're just not required. Now, if you were having some trouble getting started with ideas for your objectives, key results, and X factors, you can actually go to your template section as well, where you'll find a whole range of ideas based on different positions and industries to get you started. And if you like something there, you can simply drag it over into the workbench section and then rework it from there. For now though, let's actually remove that, but you can see how these ideas are there for you. So there's plenty of ideas in the template library. Okay, let's get into the brainstorming of the X factors. The rules for brainstorming are the same. If you need a refresher on those, it's worthwhile reading them out loud together as a team by clicking on the 9 rules of brainstorming, and then select the start button and let's get into it. Now I'm going to put a few ideas in here and then come back. Okay, and after completing the brainstorm, you have a range of different ideas. There are now some questions that need to be asked. These are your X factor screening questions available in the help section. Let's go through them together now. The first one is, can the team own it? It really is something that the team need to be able to work on. These are the behaviors that are going to make all the difference when you deliver them with quantity, quality, and consistency. So the team need to be able to own them. If it is the case of yes, they can, then leave it. If it's a no, strike it out and move on to the next item. See the first one here, meet with developers. That's something that the team can do, so that's a yes. Next one, is it repeatable and predictive of the key result? And this is an interesting one here, because you think about this as, this is the strategic bet. If we do this, then it will have an impact on the goal. Now for this one here, is it repeatable and predictive? So we can definitely meet with developers, but maybe there's a bit more to it. Now to this point in time where an individual might contribute well and say, hey, it's more than just with meeting with developers, we need to sign up 3 or 4 developers for the program. And so you could adjust it at this point in time around some dialogue and conversation to have further depth of understanding what the team member actually meant by their contribution. And then can it be measured? Can we get the data on it? Now, interestingly, because these are actually behaviors, the chances are that there'll be no system yet in order to measure these items. That's totally okay. But if you can do the action, then it can be measured, and your scoreboards are designed to be able to track that really easily. All right, I'm going to run the questions and pick the top 3 items. Okay, I'm going to rearrange these around into an order that makes sense for me. Okay, and here we're even going to convert this into, make it something slightly different. We're going to put sign up 3 developers. Start to give us a bit of an idea. Now at this point in time, we really recommend about 3 X factors is usually enough. 4 is probably your maximum that you would go with. And so once you've organized those, it's then time to convert them into scoreboards. You can do that similar to the way that we did the key result. We click on the convert to scoreboard. And here you'll also notice the wizard that will give us our guidance. We keep the alignment at the top by showing the objective and the key result. Let's grow together, increase the team in the Grow Property program. And then the X factor, identify what it is, and then the X factor details, identify what it is you can do to influence goal achievement. So there's the X factor statement, create education materials for the team. We've got the verb, the quantity, the action, the quality, and consistency, and by when. Once you've completed the screening questions, ensure you rearrange the items by order of impact and get your top 3, maximum 4 items here. Now it's quite natural that you may start to change some of the wording here as you get a deeper understanding of what each of the X factors are. Let's have a look now at converting these into the scoreboards. We'll start we'll use this first one here and we'll convert it to a scoreboard. It shows us here the wizard once again to give us our guidance, to help us write these really specifically with quality. It starts out with our objective to remind us where we're heading, let's grow together, and then the key result, how we actually measure success of the outcome. Now let's get into the X-Factor details and what we can do. So we've got the statement here, education sessions with team members. So originally we had about creating it, but now we're going to turn that into actual sessions. So we can put here, for example, deliver 5 and then the action, grow property investment team presentations. And then the quality is about using the standard best practice, the bit that will actually stand you out from most. You know, I could do a presentation and it could be pretty dry, or I could do a presentation that actually evokes the attention and contribution of those that are there. And usually that involves asking a range of questions throughout the presentation itself. So I'm going to put using our 7 investment strategy questions. And then the quality. You know, the difference between a presentation that is, let's say, good and then great is often how the presenter involves the audience in the presentation itself. So we're going to put in some questions here. We'll use our 7 investment strategy questions to actually bring the audience into the process. And then we have consistency, either daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, or none at all if you wanted to run this more like a project milestone as an example. And then with our X factors, we can also set upper and lower limits. So here we've got to deliver 5 sessions per week, but maybe it's actually about number of people attending. You could have attendance as another way you can measure that there as well. You can have a lot of fun with these metrics and you can optimize it over time. We'll keep this one nice and simple. Let's do this. We're going to do 5 sessions per week, and we'll set the target start date from next week, and we'll take that through to align it with our top goal for next year to the end of December. And here we say deliver, and here we can see the system shows us deliver 5 grow property investment team presentations using our 7 investment strategy questions per week. I can convert that one to the scoreboard now. Oh, and I see an error. It's to set the start date, so let's do that for next week. Get that locked in and convert that scoreboard. And there you have it. We've now converted that one to a scoreboard. It starts here, and as you hover over it, shows the full explanation of that particular X factor. This scoreboard also has something different to it compared to the key results. We'll notice that it's displaying for us Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday here, and we can put in the data along the way. We can start to capture what it is that we're measuring. Now, we'll notice that as we increase, we're starting to display the green there. And our scoreboards are unique that it gives us a point to capture the data all the way along. Now, this view here is showing the weekly tracking, but we can also do cumulative over time in the bar chart, or we can also click on the detail and see it inside the overall status with waypoints as well. Now, unlike any other scoreboarding tool on the market, the way our system handles the X factors, because they're behaviors, needs to add up and then restart at the beginning of the next day or week, depending on what your target period is. And so very uniquely, those target trajectories are created for us and then automatically reset. Also, depending on the days of the week that you work, when those measurement inputs are, you can adjust those. The key here is that we're not worried about taking assessment on the numbers on Saturdays and Sundays for this team, because they only work Monday to Friday. And then finally on the scoreboard, what we'll see are the weeks, and you'll see a summary of the bars at the base there. If it was a green week and you're winning, it'll display green. If it was a week where you are behind, yellow or red, we don't see that you're losing, rather that's your learning moment of what you can do to adjust. And so we'll see the trend data here in our scoreboards nice and simply. Okay, well done. From here, it's now time to get these scoreboards over into your huddle. Now, to do that, all you need to do is select the scoreboard display, and we'll be able to preview the scoreboards. Select the checkboxes and it will display the items over on the right-hand side. Then when you navigate back to the huddle itself, you'll notice that the scoreboard has now appeared for us. Congratulations, you've now set up with your first scoreboards. What comes next is getting prepared for your daily huddles. Let's check that out in the next video.